Sorry, I always forget to unmute myself. Let's try that again, part 2. Welcome to my live, and if you happen to be watching later, welcome to the replay. I hope you have all had a great week, and I hope you plan to have a great Saturday. My name is Robin, and I'm with Robin's A Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Couture. And today's project will include silkscreen reusable transfers and Chalkology paste from Couture. But first I want to get through a few housekeeping things. Once you hop on the live or even the replay, say hi in the comments and tell me where you're watching from. And also put hashtag replay if you happen to be watching later. I also want to let you know that I'm live in 3 locations this morning. I'm live on my Facebook business page. I am live in my Facebook private group, the Robin's A Blue Creations Crafty Collab. And I'm also live on my YouTube channel. So if you hear me refer to a comment that you don't see in your feed, that viewer may be watching from a different platform. Also, if you're watching from my private Facebook group, please click the StreamYard link in the description of the video. That way StreamYard can display your profile name. Otherwise, if you don't click that link and allow StreamYard access, then you'll just show up as Facebook user, and I won't know who is in the comments to say hi to. So with that, let's see who has hopped on. I see that Jason and Chris are both on. I am in central Kansas, hoping for a nice spring-like today of 40 to 50 degrees, which is a nice relief after the sub-freezing wind chills over the past week. So again, tell me where you're watching from and say hi in the comments when you hop on. So with that, I am going to change my view so that you can see what I'm doing from overhead. So today we are using the Creative Kickstart transfers. So this one is called Feels Like Sunshine. It's a cute little boho rainbow, and you can actually change out the phrase. This one says, stay close to people who feel like sunshine. And you could replace it with something beautiful is on the way or is on the horizon. And then these little heart pieces go on the end of this particular phrase. So really cute little transfer, 8.5 by 11. It is $14.99. And you can purchase it separately. Here, the second transfer is Every Day is a Fresh Start, and it comes with these floral accents. It's also an 8.5 by 11 transfer. It is also $14.99. And then you can purchase some add-on kits that go with this. So that go with these transfers. So we have these cute little wood cutouts that happen to coordinate with this particular transfer. So you can use the transfer on a surface, or you can use the transfer on these wooden pieces, and they are double-sided. They're about 1/8 of an inch thick. They are painted white, but you can sand them down, you can stain them, you can paint them, you could decoupage them with scrapbook paper or printed napkins, or you can leave them just basic white and chalk on them with the transfer. There's also in the add-on kit these cute little floral accents. So you get 2 white flowers that coordinate, oops, stuck to my finger, with this transfer. And you also get 4 felt leaves. Goodness gracious, they're all sticking together. You also get little adhesive sticky tabs to adhere the rainbow cutouts or the felt florals to your project. The add-on kit also comes with instructions and sample products or projects that you could do with both of these transfers. So these are super cute. There are also ways, actually let me show you. You can also earn them for free. So if you spend $60, you can get the Feels Like Sunshine transfer, which is the rainbow, for free. If you spend $75, you get both this Feels Like Sunshine and the Fresh Start transfer for free. And if you spend $90, you get both transfers and the rainbow and floral add-on kit for free. And one way to earn those transfers and add-on kit for free is to add the re-released creative Kickstart designs from the past couple of years into your cart. These are 20% off for regular customers, and they are 50% off for club members. So that's a good way to pad your cart so that you can earn these transfers for free. So just thought I'd throw that out there. Let's block this YouTube user. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to lay the transfer to the side. I'm going to get a piece of cardboard. I'm going to paint a few beads first so that they have time to dry. So I'm just painting these 20 millimeter wood beads. I'm going to paint 2 per color. So I'm going to get a little bit of peony in one of these little trays. Let's get a little more just in case. I always like to make a little more because I can always put this back in my jar. Then we're going to get a little bit of Sunny Side. And I have all of this product linked in the cart link in the description. That's a yummy color. That yummy creamy yellow color. There's something about yellow this year that I happen to love. So I have Couture Teal here, which is one of my favorite colors. I'm going to put and I'm just going to use the 3 colors. The 4th color I'm using, only because it's in the rainbow, is Wisteria, and it's kind of a lilac color, but for reasons known to me, I'm not going to use that color on one of my beads. So I'm just going to spray a little bit of distilled water into each of these little wells. I'm just going to stir the chalk paste up until it's kind of a crafter's acrylic paint consistency. My peony happened to freeze last year during shipping, so it probably won't be very smooth, but we'll still do it anyway. So it won't get it'll still have little lumps in it. One of the perks to painting with your chalk paste over just versus regular craft acrylic paint is that, one, you don't have to go out and buy extra bottles of paint since you already have chalk paste on hand, and 2, because it's chalk based, it dries super fast. It's kind of hard to stir in these little wells. It's pretty good. With the new formulas, you don't really have to add water because they are already fairly smooth and creamy consistency, but just water them all down. It's pretty good. Okay, so I have my beads right here, and I'm going to put 2 on each skewer. I'll do 2 in each color, and I like to put them on these little bamboo skewers, and then I just put them in a shallow box that has a lip, because I can use the lip on the box to my advantage. So I'm just using a flat paintbrush. So I'm going to do the peony first, and the reason I like to do a box with a lip is because I can kind of jam the beads up against the lip, and then my beads don't move around a whole lot on me. They don't spin around. Just trying to get the ends, and they don't have to be perfect. But you can see the chalk paste is already drying, and it's such a vibrant color, even with it being watered down. I'm gonna spray a little bit of just plain water in one of these wells. Get my paintbrush a little bit there and kind of smooth out some of that paint. paste, sorry. So there's one bead. See, I have way too much paste out, but I can always put it back in my jar. So I'm just doing these first so that they have a chance to dry really well, even though they'll dry super fast already. Okay, so those are done. Should have grabbed a few more. Hey, Ashley. Jason says, you're saying lip now has a certain oh, I love my lips. How are you doing, Ashley? I'm going to find a few more paintbrushes here down in my stash beside me. Just use these two. Let me just use mine. I have a bucket of water over here. Let's just use it. And then I only have to wash one paintbrush. Work smarter, not harder, Robin. We'll put those out of the way. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my sunny side on the same paintbrush because I did wash it out. And again, I'm just going to jam, kind of nest these beads up against the side of this box, this little tray, just so I have a little bit of control over how much the bead spins. And I just buy these beads on Amazon. You can get about 300 for less than $12. Or you can put them on your Christmas list like I did and get a big old bag. Excuse me. If you want the link, just put beads in the comments below, and I can send you a link after the live is over. It's not an affiliate link, it's just a link, but it's a pretty good deal for a lot of beads. Ashley says she's doing good, out getting supplies to work on your basement. So what are you doing next on your basement? You're finishing, you just got an egress a couple of weeks ago, so are you going to start working on finishing and walls? I'm doing good today. I was ready for the weekend. So I'm just I have a little tub of water over here. I'm just kind of cleaning my brush in between colors. We're going to do a little bit of running around later. We've got to get dog food and need to get some, I'd like to, get a few things, not too many. I need to start shopping my stash because I have so much stuff that I've got to get used or get rid of. So this is just Couture Teal that's been watered down. It's such a beautiful color. And if you use it straight out of the tub, it's a lot more vibrant color. I can tell the peony it's pretty watered down, but I needed to water it down because it was pretty lumpy. Painting the beads like this always reminds me of those old school abacuses. You're finished. So Ashley says you're finishing it and making bedrooms. So yeah, you must have a pretty big basement if you're gonna put 2 bedrooms plus your craft room down there. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we'll put that paintbrush away, and then actually I'm going to use I'm just going to scoop this back in real quick because I don't want to waste it. that. Get my yellow one out. So now we'll move on to the project, but I wanted to get those good and dry. Okay, let's put that right there. Okay, let's leave that there. I just stuck my finger in it. Okay, let's put that over there. Then I gotta wash my hands. Yep, Ashley says you're trying for 2 bedrooms and a craft room. Okay, so I'm going to move that out of the way, and let's bring I'm going to put these out of the way so they can dry a little bit. Okay, so now, remember, I'm going to use the Feels Like Sunshine today, and I have this surface that I made out of 1 gallon paint sticks. I made it a while ago, and I saw that it was over in my stash, so we're going to use it today. So what I've already painted it. I have also sanded it a little bit just to make the surface smoother for the transfer. And also, I just like to distress the edges. So now I'm going to use some of the surface wax to give it a good buff so that I can fill in any ridges that may be in my surface. Plus, it also kind of acts as a protective barrier between the painted surface and my transfer. Sorry, I'm clearing and coughing. A little bit more froggy today than I had been. I'm just adding this to my surface and kind of see where I've been. And I'm only going to add it where I'm putting my transfer. So I'm going to come in with my quick dry tool, but you could also use a hair dryer. And I'm just going to kind of melt and heat up that wax a little bit so I can get it buffed in a little more. And so then I'm just going to give it one final get it good in there. Okay, that should be good. Okay, so now we have our transfer after all of that. This is a reusable silkscreen transfer. It is sticky backed. So wherever you see the white areas, there's actually a fine silkscreen mesh material there. That helps to keep all of those little inside pieces connected and together. And it just, I can't even explain it, but it creates such a beautiful, almost perfect crisp image once you pull it up. You'll also notice that there are cut lines. So you can either cut or score your transfer apart. But first, I'm going to put the name on the back. That way I know that this side is the back side of the backer sheet and that this backer sheet goes on this, or that this transfer goes on this backer sheet, so that when I'm cleaning up multiple transfers, I know that this is the back and that it goes on this backer sheet. So I like to keep my backer sheets intact because that way I don't have 4 different loose pieces of this transfer. Hey Regina, how are you doing this morning? Happy Saturday. So I'm just lifting up a corner of this, or a piece of this transfer, and I'm just running my transfer trimmers. You can use any scissors you want, but I'm just scoring over those cut lines. The transfer trimmers are nice because they are coated, so they won't stick to the adhesive of the back side of the transfer. So now we are ready to go. And because these are sticky back, they're going to adhere to your surface, but I don't want to adhere it so much that it pulls or distorts when I pull it off. So I'm going to add a layer of lint. This is called fuzzing your transfer. So I'm just going to lay it down on a terry cloth towel. You can use any terry cloth towel, or you can use the signature Chalk Couture teal fuzzing towel. It's nice because it has a terry cloth side on this side. It has a microfiber side for drying your transfers and boards on the other side. So between the wax that I've already put down on this surface and the lint that I've put on the back of the transfer, it should not stick, and it shouldn't stick so hard that it stretches, and it won't stick so hard that it pulls up any of my paint or wood splinters. And look at that. This was actually, looks like it was made for this transfer. It fits perfectly. So I'm just kind of lining it up in between those two. Oops, and I see a Luna hair right there. So I'm just going to lay it down. And I'm going to burnish the silkscreen area down. I want to be kind of gentle because the little accents inside of there, it doesn't allow for a lot of a good adhesion because there's just not a lot of sticky material in there. Another Luna hair. Okay, I'll try that again. Okay, so we are going to open up all my paste. Remember, we painted our beads, peony, sunnyside, and teal. So then we're going to add wisteria, but this one is really old. Maybe we'll add this color. I may need to give it some TLC. Whew. I may have to punt and pick a different color. This is what happens when you don't chalk for a while, or you don't use an old color. These newer colors, like the Sunnyside and the teal, they are not supposed to harden up like this. But if you have any old ones and they get a little bit more firm like this, you can just add a little bit of distilled water. I should have checked it ahead of time. My apologies. And it's already... looks like slime. I do kind of like thicker paste, so this doesn't bother me. Especially with this palette board, because it does have the gaps in the wood. This thicker paste will run a lot less. Okay. And then we're also going to, I think I'm going to do the inside, like these words and the polka dots in black. I'm just going to lay that right there. So we'll put that out. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to do peony on this top rainbow. And let's stir, because I added that watered down paste back in. Let's give that a good stir. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my squeegee. I'm going to put it in the chalk paste, get a decent amount. We're just going to chalk, this top rainbow section. Trying not to get into the words like I almost did on the first swipe. Does anybody have any big plans for the weekend? Okay, so I'm just putting the excess back in my jar because I can reuse it for another project. And I think I'll do the colors first, and then we'll go back in with the in-between text. So what I'm going to do now is, because that peony is an older color, is I'm going to peel it back. And if it fully comes off, that's okay, but I'd like to try to keep it on if I can. And actually, we'll just do it. Let's do it this way. So I'm going to grab my drying tool. So then we'll just lay this back down. Oh, and then I'm just going to burnish this piece down. And then we're going to do sunny side. This is such a pretty yellow color. Perfect for spring. Probably have too much. So I just put some on my squeegee. Try not to get into the text above me or the polka dots below. I'm going to scrape this off because I'm in a tight spot. I'm just going to use the multi-tool just because it's smaller. I can get a little bit more control. I love this because it's fairly firm and I can kind of hold it like a pencil. I just feel like I have a lot more control, especially in these tight spots. So then we'll put that back in our jar. I'm going to just wipe this off. Less to clean up later. And then I do have a few squeegee lines that I missed, but because it's a palette board, it kind of just blends in with the rest of the board. The rest of the look. Jason says those colors are great. Thanks. So then we'll come in with Couture Teal. Again, I'm just going to dip my multi-tool in there. And we're just going to kind of use it kind of like a paintbrush. And then I'll kind of even everything out. And then real quick, I'm just going to go in there with a little bit of the wisteria and get this last one. And I can do that because my Couture teal is the new creamy formula. So it gives me a little bit more work time than like the peony would because it's an older color. So it's not going to dry in that silk screen like the peony would. And you don't want your chalk paste to dry in the silk screen because it will pull everything up. If it dries in the silk screen, it'll pull everything up when you pull the transfer off. Okay, so we're just going to lay everything back down, and I'm going to burnish those words back down. And then I'm going to burnish the polka dots. Okay, so then we're going to grab our multi-tool again. And just going to use, there's a little bit in the lid, and actually maybe a little thicker than what's in the jar. My black is really thin. So this thicker part that's in the lid will work perfect for this. I don't know if I want to do the heart in black, so I'm going to come back to that. So I'm just dragging my multi-tool, which is just a smaller squeegee, across the letters where the silk screen material is. Well, if I can get all of that, there we go. So then I'm just going to try to get as many of my squeegee lines out as I can. So I've kind of got my multi-tool at a diagonal. And then just come in real quickly with all these dots. How are we all doing out there? Sorry, I'm kind of quiet. It's kind of a little tedious right now, but trying to stay in the lines. Plus, I'm just not much of a talker anyway. Okay, Jason, tell us one of your dad jokes. Okay, I think I'm going to release the transfer from the black as much as I can. And then I think I'm going to grab a different color for the little hearts. But I'm also going to put my lids on. Real quick. Let's put that in there. I'm just laying all my dirty stuff over in a little tray over here. I don't know whether to add in another color for the hearts. I have my tassels over here. Yep, let's go with that. This is raspberry sorbet, so I'm just going to grab a little bit just to add a little bit more color. I know this is a lot brighter than the rest of the colors, but I think it'll work, maybe. Hopefully I didn't just go a little too rogue. I could have done coral, would have been pretty, but coral is not in stock. Jason's. Okay, let's show that one. I was wondering why the Frisbee was looking bigger and bigger, and then it hit me. It's a joke and punchline all in one. Okay, so there's your dad joke of the day, people. You are welcome. Okay, we'll take that off. Okay, so now I think we can take that off totally, and there we go. There is our little boho rainbow. Stay close to the people who feel like sunshine, which is perfect. So I'm going to give it a dry. Put all of this away because we were done with it. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to move some of this out of the way. I'm going to bring in, oops, my glue gun. Okay. So, and then I'm going to keep this because I may actually, let's get a clean one. Because now we're going to bring in these tassels. And it's going to be kind of a faux macrame because I was going to try to punch holes down here, but I was afraid my paint sticks would just completely fall apart. So this one, I know I have 9, so the 5th one is my middle one. So I know I definitely want it right in the middle of the board. And these are just tassels that I made. And I can show you real quick how I made one. And if this looks cheesy, tell me, because I can totally leave them off and do something else. I'm trying to put, there's little knots right here that hold the tassel together. I'm trying to put all those in the back. What do you guys think? Yes, no? Does it look sort of macrame-ish? Does it look stupid? This one, I think I'll put it this way. What do you think? Okay, so I was going to show you real quick how I made my tassel. So I have this Tassel Maker, and it's actually adjustable. So you can you untwist these, maybe. You can make a small tassel clear up to a really big tassel. So I think I have it on the 3rd one. There's just these little notches right here that you line up, and then you tighten these little screws. And then I just cut a piece of yarn, and I'm using this variegated one. And actually, I'm going to make it smaller because I'm going to use this tassel. Okay, righty tighty, lefty loosey. I'm going to use this tassel on another project, but I want it to be smaller. And no joke, I used a whole, well, it's one of the smaller skein of yarn. It was about that big. I used the whole dang roll of yarn for these 9 tassels. Okay, so it has these little indentions on either side. And then I just put my, this is the yarn that holds the whole tassel together. So I just lay it in this indentation. And then you can feed it through at the end, but it's a lot harder. So then I just start with my end piece down here on the bottom. I just hold it with my hand. And you can use a piece of cardboard. It would work the same way, or just a block of wood. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's put that down on the floor. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I kind of cheated a little bit there. So then I just cut it off, and then I cut another piece of yarn, because this will be what I tie around the outside. And so then you just take your piece that you put on originally, your little tie-on piece, and I just tie it a really tight knot, and I hold it down there with my finger. Just like that. And then on the bottom, you need like a smaller, sharp pair of scissors, and you just run it through that gap on the bottom, and that's how you cut it off. And then I just kind of tuck everything back down onto the inside. I kind of comb everything out. And so then I take this other piece and I tie it, except for I'm going to be tying this onto a bag. In this case, I flipped it under like this so that my lead string would be on the inside. But I'm going to use this one on a little zipper pouch bag. So I actually want, I got to figure out which ones are which. Not that one. Must be these two. So I actually want these on the top so that I can tie this onto my zipper pouch. So then I just use this piece of yarn and I tie it around the outside. And I just tie it once, and then I flip it over and I tie my knot. And then you have your cute little tassel that you can tie on. And you can cut these off to any length. You can cut them off to where they're even. So there is our cute little tassel. Okay, so now let's get these glued on. So I'm going to take these 3 off because I know I want this one in the center. I kind of want my glue dot right there. I'm just going to lay that down. Oops. And I just oozed it all out the side. Okay, so we'll let that one hang a little bit. And then I'm going to glue these 2 on the outside. Trying to line them up a little bit. Jason has a bonus dad joke. Since it's Saturday, I had to take my cookie to the hospital. It was feeling crummy. Thanks for the bonus dad joke. Love them. I probably need to come back in on this one and put another little glue dot right there. Okay, and then we'll glue this one on. In fact, I think I'm just going to make a line. That way I get the knot and the top of the tassel. Oh, poop. Okay. And if you can use, like if you have a multi-tool, it's great to hold down so you don't, if you're hot gluing things, so you don't burn your finger. Okay, so then just getting placement here. I think. Okay. So then we'll add this one next. Instead of fighting the glue gun, we'll just lay it down. Okay. So then let's place these two. Okay. Just trying to center everything. And I think if you're wondering about the Tassel Maker, I think I got that at Joann, but you could check Walmart. I know Hobby Lobby sells a tassel / pom-pom maker, but you could really just use a piece of cardboard as well, or a scrap block of wood. But I love gadgets and gizmos, so that's why I like the little pom-pom makers and the tassel makers and the okay, last 3 tassels. And then we'll add our hanger, which that's where our beads come in at. Looking like a faux macrame. Thanks, Ashley. Okay. I have glue strings, but I think I can take my blow dryer to it when I'm done. Okay. Oop. So there it is so far. There. Cute, cute, if I do say so myself. So I'm going to move my hot glue gun out of the way. And then I don't know whether to use, I need to put some holes up here, or I may just glue my string on. I don't know. I didn't leave myself enough clearance, probably. Actually, I did. Well, this is the Power Punch from Couture. Ashley asks, did you make the tassels? We switched stores. Oh, yeah. I made the tassel. Yep. I demoed how to make this one with this Tassel Maker, but you can use just a regular piece of cardboard. This one's nice because it has gaps in the top. So I put my this tie string up here, and then this gap on the bottom allows you to get your scissors in here to cut the bottom. I think I got this one at Joann, and it's adjustable. You just unscrew these 2 things, and you can make, this one's the smallest, and it goes clear out to about here. So it's super handy. If you ever need to borrow it, let me know. I don't know. Yeah. I don't think either of these are going to get, because of this lip. I probably should have made it the other way around. I don't know if, yeah, I bet that'll go through. This is the Big Bite from We Are Memory Keepers. How's it come out at? So I think it'll go through. Just trying to line it up. And I think I'm gonna it has a little guide, so I think I'm gonna put that in a little more. First, I may crumple my tabletop while I'm doing it. Hopefully it doesn't come apart. Well, I'll have to fix that a little bit. It did not come apart, but I did gouge it a little bit. Whew. I was just afraid it was going to come apart. Okay, so let's do it again on this side. It's because I don't have a lot of leverage. I'm up higher than normal. Oh, it almost came apart. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of filling there, but that worked. I've got holes. Let's put that away. So then, one last thing real quick is we'll tie our hangers on with our little beads. So I just have some white cord. And I think we'll cut 2 pieces. Use these little that are about the same size. And we'll bring in our beads that we painted earlier. So I'm going to put 1 strand. I'll turn this around so I can see what I'm doing. 1 strand this way. 1 strand this way. So did you go to Menards, Ashley? Okay, so then I'm just going to put the 2 strands together on each side. And I'm going to grab 1, this may be a bit much, but, and then I'm also going to grab some placement tape. You can just use washi tape, or you could use masking or painter's tape. You're at Menards now. We have to go there later. I love Menards. So I'm just going to use this washi tape as kind of a needle. So I just put it on there, and then I'm just going to twist it up to kind of make a point to get my beads through. And voila, it works perfect. Just kind of like a little, oops, I did that wrong. So I'm going to put my green on first, my Couture teal, and then my yellow, and then my peony. And we'll do the same to the other side. Just match your ends up. And then I'm going to put my tape on, kind of squish it together, and then I just kind of twist that tape into kind of a point. So then you end up with a little needle on the end. And so I'm going to get my teal, and then my sunny side or my yellow. Just such a fun color. I'm so ready for spring. So then we have our beads. I'm just going to cut these ends off. And then we'll join all of our ends together. And then I'm just going to tie a knot up in the top. And there we go. There's our little hanging. So let's go back to full view. So this is what we have. Amanda's just jumping on, and that's cute. Thank you. So this is what we have. Cute little boho sign. The yarn looks a lot brighter in the picture than it is, but I think it looks cute together. I debated between this and just using plain white for the yarn tassels, which would look really cute because it would kind of mimic clouds of the rainbow. Let me get it back. There we go. Get back a little farther. Jason says you could write a book, 1,001 Ways to Use Washi Tape. I definitely could. You could go. Lots of people would probably even out the ends, but I kind of like my tassels the way I like my pom-poms, just kind of bushy and wild. So I don't, yeah, or you could even cut them to where they angle down to a point in the middle. Jason says that's adorable. Amanda asks if that will be at CJ's. I need to take Thea to look at it. I was going to take it there this afternoon, but I can always make Thea another one. Ashley says so cute. It did turn out cute. And this is just the back. It's just the 5-gallon or the 1-gallon paint sticks. And you could do something on the back side that would coordinate with the tassels. It just looks a little funny down at the bottom, but so there you go, kind of a faux palette, faux macrame sign. And remember, I talked at the beginning about how you could purchase these transfers and how you could earn them for free if you wanted to. Also want to remind you again that we have the Club Couture transfer for the month. If you want more information about how to purchase that, just type club in the comments. Again, if you wanted the link to the beads where I buy them or where I put them on my Christmas list so people that I love can buy them for me for Christmas, just put beads in the comment and I will shoot you that link. And I should be live again on Monday at 7:45 Central. So I hope you all have a great weekend and I will see you on Monday. Thanks for watching.